In today's episode, Cecelia's back in the 172 as we head out for some evening landings on the opposite runway than normal here at Fairmont. And there's a wildlife chase at Clarksburg.
That deer just stopped.
There's a deer.
West Virginia.
Yeah, trying to scare him off for you.
Appreciate it. Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 352 Lima, taking runway 5. We're going to be left closed traffic, Fairmont.
Gas, undercarriage, mixture, props, switches, seatbelts on good. Doors and windows closed and locked, full power. Engines in the green, airspeed's alive. Here we go, we're going to rotate here in just a second, like right now. Get that nose wheel up. Accelerating ground effect. Climb out at VX. Oh, I think we picked a nice night to fly.
Yeah, it feels real good.
So when we get to about 1700 or
Fairmont
so.
traffic 222 on final, runway 5, touch and go, Fairmont.
With this runway, we fly right
Fairmont,
over.
Skyhawk 52 Lima, turning left crosswind off runway 5, Fairmont.
What's that, sorry?
We're right over those ruins.
Oh, is that right?
You don't come really close to them on the other approach, but we flew right over them.
Alright, I see the guy on final. 200 feet to pattern altitude. Let's turn downwind. So this is the pattern for 5. I don't know if we've ever done pattern work with you in here for runway 5.
No, I don't think so.
We'll talk to the YouTube audience here in a little bit on the next go-around. Tell them what we're doing tonight.
And Fairmont, Skyhawk 52 Lima, left downwind for runway 5, Fairmont traffic.
Alright, let's level off here at 2,000 feet. He's on the go.
Yep, I see him.
I want to get a little bit more spacing out here. It was a little close for the pattern. Now we'll pull just a little power back. We're about ready to set up actually, so let's go ahead. Bring carb heat in. Throttle back. Keep the nose up so we can slow down. Inside the white arc, there's 10 degrees flaps. Put that nose on over and start our descent at 90.
Fairmont traffic 222 left crosswind 5, Fairmont.
90 miles an hour. Okay, gas is on the tank. Undercarriage mixture is rich. Props, switches, and seatbelts. We are configured for landing. This is an interesting approach here, see, if you've never flown it. We basically turn crosswind right by the NASA, our base right by the NASA Center, a little bit before it.
That's cool. No, I've never flown this approach before. This feels so
Isn't it weird?
not right.
I
The
know.
mountains are just right there.
I know.
Like,
Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 52 Lima, turning left base now for runway 5, Fairmont traffic.
I feel like I could touch that one.
Rocksaber traffic, Fairmont.
Start slowing to 80.
45, final wind.
Second notch of flaps. As you can see, we're on a base just like we would be. Slowing to 80 here. That's what we need to do, and we're a little high.
Fairmont traffic, Cessna 222 left downwind, runway 5, landing traffic in sight, Fairmont. And Fairmont 52 Lima is turning a final now for 5, Fairmont traffic.
All right, so now we're going to put in a little bit of power because I feel like we're sinking a little.
3,500.
So let's get our 30 degrees. That'll help us here. Let's get slow into 70. So let's pull some of this power out. Trim up.
This is fun. We're doing like circles with each other.
Yep. It's a weird looking approach. 30 degrees of flaps. I think we've got it pretty well licked here, Ladybug. I'm going to actually pull power. We don't need any of this power. So we can't land on these arrows. We got to land past them, but we've got plenty of airspeed to just round out here. Ooh,
Fairmont traffic, C22 is left base, runway 5, touch and go, Fairmont.
Flaps come up, we get on the brakes because we're going to try to get off at this taxiway.
Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 52 Lima, taking runway 5, will be left closed traffic, Fairmont. And we see the upwind traffic.
Here we go. Ready? Full power. Why don't you put your right hand on the thing with me. Let's feel a takeoff. Like literally do it with me, okay? I want you to feel what kind of pressure
is left crosswind,
it's not
runway
much,
5,
so we're not
Fairmont.
pulling yet. Now here's rotation speed. It's literally just this, and I'm just holding it right here and keeping us in ground effect until we accelerate, and then we pull just enough to keep us pitched at like 70 to 75.
You can feel it come up.
Yeah. It's all
Is that when you pull, when it starts to go on its own?
exactly. It'll tell you'll be able to tell when the plane's ready to fly.
Because we're just controlling it. It wants to go on its own.
Exactly, and that's what the trim kind of helps us set, you know. So through here, I like to pitch a little bit more for 70 instead of 80, so I'm going to pitch up just a little bit more.
Fairmont traffic, 222 left downwind. Fairmont.
Because there's still a lot of... There's still a lot of terrain and stuff here, and we want to get it...
The railroad tracks are right there.
Yeah. So there's terrain and stuff we just want to make sure we get above as quickly as we can. Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 52 Lima turning left crosswind, off runway 5, Fairmont. Okay. So like we're just, and see I'm putting back pressure, like going back the other way to keep it from over banking, because it wants to keep banking. Yeah. So we just keep pulling it back the other way to keep it from banking more than we want it to. We're about 300 feet from pattern altitude. I use rudder.
Fairmont traffic, 222 is left base, runway 5, Fairmont.
Keeping that nose up. Fairmont looks nice.
Yeah.
And Fairmont, Skyhawk 52 Lima's turning left downwind for runway 5, Fairmont. Keep that nose up. I hear it accelerating. Do you hear the engine getting faster?
Yeah.
That means we'd let the nose come down a little bit, and
I see him.
Yep, I got him on final.
Fairmont traffic, 222 on final, runway 5, full stop. Fairmont.
Okay, full stop. That means it was his last pattern, so he's going to land now. So we'll have the pattern to ourselves. All right, so I'm pushing the nose over. I'm trimming down because we're at pattern altitude. Now I'm going to pull the power back, so now we don't have to go fast. I was only going fast before to try to keep the spacing between he and us.
So he doesn't catch up.
Right. So now, before landing, with the gas on the tank, undercarriage, mixture's full rich. There's no prop to adjust in here. Switches are all set. Seatbelts are secured. And when we get even with the numbers or so,
Trying to watch where he lands.
We'll go ahead and pull on carb heat. Bring this back to 1700.
Ooh.
And Fairmont Skyhawk 52 Lima is turning a left base for runway 5, Fairmont. All right, so I'm keeping some back pressure in now. You feel it getting in your butt?
Yeah.
Right rudder and aileron to bank it level. Pull a little bit more power out. 20 degrees of flaps. We got to get slowing down. We're pretty fast. We're 90 still. So I'm going to pull a little bit more power. Final looks clear. I'm going to trim up to help us get slowed down. And Fairmont Skyhawk 52 Lima is turning a final. Runway 5, Fairmont. Trim up a little bit. Let's get slow into 70 on final. So to do that, I'm pitching. See, that for my speed, I adjust the pitch to slow down. And then if we're high or low, I use power to adjust for that. So it feels like
fun, Chris. We'll see you. Be safe.
Hey, man. Thanks. Good flying with you tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is actually looking real good. I am going to pull a little power because I think we're high and we don't need the extra energy, and we can sink a little faster if I take some of that power out.
I can tell
Feel the trajectory? It looks pretty good to me. There, that's power to idle right there.
Right at the 5.
Yeah, this feels real good. And if we needed to, we had 40 degrees of flaps that we could use. We don't in this case. But this is feeling real nice. So I'm using my feet to keep us lined up with the runway. Hear the air?
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm going to roll this one all the way out just so I don't put all the pressure on the brakes. Like I'm going to go all the way to the end of the runway.
Sure.
Let's go to Clarksburg after this one. Maybe we'll do one landing at Clarksburg and then come back. We got time. We've only been in the plane for not long.
Man, it's beautiful.
It is.
You want to land here and go to Clarksburg, or just continue out?
Let's just go to Clarksburg.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. So here's how we can do that easily. Direct to nearest airport, Clarksburg, activate, and then it's going to tell us what heading we need to fly. And Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 3852 Lima's turning left, crosswind off runway 5, Fairmont. We're going to be departing the area southwest bound to Clarksburg, Fairmont. So making a left downwind departure because that's like the standard traffic pattern here. Probably could have went right and got out, but this is fine too. East-West Stadium is just right off of my left wing. We got to flip over to Clarksburg's ATIS again and just listen to what, I forget what weather they had.
702, 904, runway 3, visual approach in use, notice to airman, Clarksburg VOR.
Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 52 Lima, left downwind, runway 5, we're departing the area southwest bound, Fairmont.
Weather information for West Virginia and surrounding areas available on flight service frequencies. Advised on initial contact, you have Victor.
Victor. Information Victor, let's listen to it one more
Tower
time.
information Victor, 2353 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 26, 2.19er, altimeter 2, 994.
Alright, we have Information Victor. So we'll get to 2,500 or so and head out to Clarksburg.
How pretty.
Copy. 5885. Bottom 235.
Okay. Let's see here. We are just northwest of the field. Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 52 Lima is just on the northwest side of the field, 2,500. We're departing the area southwestbound. Last call, Fairmont traffic. All right. We'll turn on course. We'll follow our magenta line. We're 9.4 miles from Clarksburg. When we get turned over here, we'll be heading direct to them. 2,500 is probably high enough.
This smokestack is so helpful.
And let's go ahead and switch over to Clarksburg Tower. I see the airport in sight, right off our nose.
Yep. Trying to snoop on the NASA building.
Clarksburg Tower, good evening. Skyhawk 3852 Lima is 8 miles to your north with Victor inbound for the option.
Skyhawk 3852 Lima, Clarksburg Tower, ident for me.
Ident 52 Lima.
3852 Lima, ident observed, runway 3, wind calm, clear for the option.
Clear for the option for runway 3 for 52 Lima. Cruise checklist will just be power adjust, mixture, kind of, right? Probably just power trim and mixture. Yep. We're all set here in a very short cruise. We're just right there at the airport. Welcome back to the channel. Been a while since Cecelia has been in the airplane with us. But Mom is out of town for an event, and it was a beautiful Friday night. The plane was available, so we thought we'd come out and get a little landing practice. We're close to sunset here. It's in about 14 minutes. You might be able to see it from the main camera, maybe not. The airport is about 11 o'clock and 6 miles. They're using runway 3 still, even though the wind is calm, so we're going to have to enter like a left downwind for runway 3 and then do our little pattern to do that.
Level 36, right, make a right on Echo and northback Alpha. That deer just stopped north of Alpha and is just hanging out. It didn't actually make it down the hill.
There's a deer.
West Virginia.
36 affirmative, right at Echo and then north Alpha, and then he's right at just south of Taxiway Hotel in Alpha.
I hope we see him.
Hotel, Taxiway Hotel, did he say? That's this end of the field. That guy on the taxiway with the lights, I think, is chasing a deer around.
How fun. We did that at our airport,
Yes,
too.
we did.
West Virginia. Oh, look how pretty the mountains
Got a little wildlife roundup going on down there.
Yeah, trying to scare them off for you.
Appreciate it. We're getting configured for landing here. Gas, undercarriage, mixtures now rich, prop, switches and seatbelts are secured. Seatbelts are secured. I'll go ahead and switch my heading bug over to be 030 so it points with the runway. And we're pretty much a beam our touchdown point already, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and bring in carb heat. Go ahead and throttle back.
We get to watch the sunset.
Yeah. And let's bring in 1 notch flaps and put the nose over. This is looking lovely.
Oh, there's a game on the field.
Oh, there's something going on?
At Bridgeport, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and turn a base. We don't have to tell anybody because we're at a controlled field.
Level 36, cross runway 2, correction, runway 3 at Echo.
Look at the moon. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, let's get slowing and getting lower. Here's a base leg.
Whoa. Giant house.
20 degrees. Slowing to 80. There is 80. Let's go ahead and start turning in. What do you think?
Yep.
30 degrees. There's just no harm in keeping extra altitude if you can get down. I mean, altitude is your friend all the way through.
Really, any situation.
Yeah, because if we lost our engine out there, we could still make it, you know?
Yeah.
See, this one has a little displace threshold. Not nearly as big as Fairmont's,
No,
but
this
it's...
one's... Because there's not as much obstacles.
Exactly. So our touchdown point here, we like to be the 1,000-foot, the big bold stripes. So let's see how well we can manage to do that.
I'll hold you to it.
Okay. Right now it's looking really good.
Yep.
I'm pretty happy with all of this setup. So we're kind of coming in. I'm going to start pulling back here. We're going to be a little short of it, I think. Can I hold it off long enough?
Oh my god, right in the middle.
I had plenty of airspeed, so we just held it off longer.
Was that a stall horn?
Carb heat, yeah, maybe. We should have got a little more of it, huh?
I thought I heard some.
That would make me real happy. All right. Engine's in the green, airspeed's alive. Watch for that deer.
I have my eyes.
There's rotation speed.
Mobile 36 around. 36, I got some more deer just south of the guard hangar right there at that little ridge, about 3 of them.
We're at guard hangar, little ridge, 3 of them.
Roger, thanks.
That was pretty sweet, huh?
52 Lima, left close traffic approved.
All right, we'll make left traffic for 52 Lima.
Oh my god, there's one.
You see him?
Yes,
We're at,
right back there.
that's about a West Virginia thing if there ever was one.
Deer on the runway.
Chasing deer.
52 Lima Tower, call your base. I want to make sure that these deer don't run towards the runway.
All right, you'll call our base for 52 Lima. So we could go ahead and set up as if we're going to descend, but I don't want to be like stuck out here too low, you know? So
Yeah.
let's just kind of stay where we are.
Better to keep altitude.
Yeah.
52 Lima, they appear to run in the woods now. Base your discretion, runway 3, wind, calm, clear for the option.
All right, our discretion and clear for the option for runway 3 for 52 Lima. We'll be southbound departure on the go.
Roger.
All right, so let's go ahead and get configured. I don't want to get too far out here, so what we're going to do is pull back even more power than we normally would, which in turn will descend faster.
What excitement.
But I don't want to be like out here over no man's land getting further away from the airport. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, flaps 20. Let's slow to 80. We'll go to like 14 or 1300 RPM. All right, there's 80. Gas is on both undercarriage, mixture is full rich, switches, seat belts and seats are secured. You're good, lights are all on.
Mobile 36, hold short, runway 3 at Delta for arriving traffic.
Go special.
All right, flaps 30, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely my favorite time to fly.
I don't know that
Hands
I've ever
down.
been out this late in this plane.
Probably not. Stabilized approach.
Very smooth.
Engine's in the green. Everything's looking perfect. There's the 2 PAPI lights, so I'm going to put in just a teeny little bit more power so we don't descend too fast. Kind of hold it right through here. Thousand footers again, that's the target, okay?
My eyes open for visitors.
Yeah,
on the
keep
runway.
your eyes open for deer. I'll do the same. I'm also going to work this time on getting my eyes further down the runway because I've still been looking pretty far close in front of me. All right, let's close the throttle. Let's start rounding out. My eyes are now at the end of the runway. I mean... Fairmont, Skyhawk 52 Lima's turning left base, runway 23, Fairmont. Flaps 20. Slowing to 80. This is setting up beautifully. Final approach is clear. Nobody on the runway. Fairmont traffic, Skyhawk 5 to Lima, turning a final, runway 23, Fairmont.
I love when I can hear them.
Yeah. I wanted to get us slowed down. All right, let's do this. What do you say?